It ain't nothing free, Kim.
Yes, I know, Charles. But when he said, "Yeah, I'm going to stay with a friend, and I just got a tent," I said,
Is he gonna be giving us some booty?
I, oh, you saying maybe it might be a gay situation?
Right. You don't know he's gonna roll in and motherfucker run train on his ass.
Right.
Hey, I need to try his name Antoine and shit. And you don't know what happened. My nephew, my cousin came out here, right? From Seattle. And his grandmom is my dad's sister, so she's like my aunt, right? But my dad was old way, like 93 year old, shit like that, right? So she called me. She said, Chucky, please don't let Anthony stay with you. Because she found out the first time he came, he stayed with me temporarily, right? So then she said, he doing this, he trying to do this and that, all kind of shit going on. And he ain't telling me half the story. So I said, okay, I'll get to the bottom of it and I'll send him back. No problem. So I used to have a girl singing group, right? So I let him stay here at the house. And so he had called me. I don't know how the fuck he got my number. But he called me and said, hey cousin, I'm coming down to this music conference, right? But it wasn't a music conference. The girls, they were very investigative. So they was like, Charles, you coming down here to go to a gay conference by the Hilton, by the LAX. That's where you're going to. That's what's happening. Is he gay? I said, I don't know. I'm just being introduced to him. He told me he's coming down here and going to this thing for music. And he's like, ain't no music motherfucking conference up there. So they was like befriended him. So he was telling them really everything, right? So they would come back and tell me. And so I kicked him out the house. I told him, I said, hey man, here's the rule. If they smoke weed in my house, smoke outside. Um, don't do no gay shit in my living room. Now, I don't know what to tell you. Don't fuck, don't suck no dick, don't do none of that shit. And let me come in the kitchen and run into you with shit like that, we will have a problem. So, of course, the nigga was smoking weed. He would go in the bathroom and open the window. But when somebody's smoking in my house, it goes circulate all the way through my house. So I told him, hey man, ain't no smoking in my house. Why the fuck you smoking? I said, warning. I said like this. Warning number one. he didn't know what I was doing, but I was pretty much setting him up to get kicked out of my fucking house. So then one I think, I don't know, their Halloween or something, but he was with his little Mexican boyfriend, right? So they in there, they watch TV in the living room, right? So I can hear them kissing, right? So I'm like, this motherfucker kissing him. And I didn't want to go in the living room, because it's like, if this nigga is over getting fucking ass, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna start throwing shit, you know? And so, the next thing I know, I hear this, oh, you know the rules, and you broke, and you were breaking all kind of rules because the girls told me you were breaking rules. So you just shouldn't get the fuck out of here. And the dude was like, he said, well, you can come over my house right now, right? Like tonight, but you're gonna stay. And I was like, hey, I don't give a fuck where you go. You gotta get out of here. So, of course, that blew up. So I didn't give a shit. I was like, hey, I ain't gonna take this shit. So then there was I had to go to somebody. My uncle died in Oregon. That's where they family. The grandma lives in Seattle, but she came down to. They all came down to Oregon for the funeral. You know, so my uncle, he was my dad's brother, and then they all they all know all folks like sisters. It's like me, and I got sisters in that, and they got sisters, and they So anyway, I was up there, so this nigga's mama was at the thing, after the funeral, right? So people would introduce themselves and stuff, and then she said, "Oh, I know who you are," and I was like, "Oh, yeah. Well, what's your name?" I'm like, "I don't know who you are." She's like, "I'm blah blah blah," and I didn't know half some names and who's how they related. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Then she said, "I'm Anthony's mother." Okay, no problem. I just kept going, right? So then, during the event, she makes a comment to somebody, which I kind of overhear. And she said, "Yeah, he's the one who threw Anthony out." That set me off. That set me off. I was like, I walked over there all smooth, mm-hmm. So my other cousin was with me. He's older. See, my dad had me at an older age. He was 55 when he had me. So, so our cousins, they were older. They was in their 50s and 60s and shit, right? So I was with my other cousin, and I'm like, I said, "Hey." So we were talking about the whole situation, about people there and this and that. I said, I told him the story about Anthony, right? I said, but his mama's over there and she's talking about it. And then she kind of overheard it too, right? So I said, I'm going to go address this situation. He said, no, Chuck, don't do that. I know what you have to do. And he's like, I'm like, it's too late. So I went over there. So I kind of I didn't go up straight to her. I went around it, right? So I went to somebody I knew, which I knew everybody. So I'm like, okay. So I'm talking. So I thought over talking so she could hear me. I was like, yeah, da da da. Oh yeah, you're cousins from Long Beach, yeah. Oh yeah, didn't Anthony? Because they only know Anthony because everybody knows him up there, right? I said, oh yeah, he came to stay with me, yeah. Yeah, he kept breaking the rules. I wasn't cool with it. And then I started saying, yeah, he smoking weed, and I told him don't smoke weed. I come back from the house, smoking weed in my house, just chilling, like I didn't tell him nothing. And then the tapper was, hearing his boyfriend in my living room having sex. So I'm saying it loud so that she can hear it. So she can know, I'm checking you, bitch. I'm letting you know why the fuck your son let you out of my motherfucking house. So he had no respect for my I'm telling him stuff, and he just disregarded it blatantly. And I said, there was a couple of times, right? So he at my house, and he answered my phone, right? And so I would have women call him on a three-way. And then what he used to do was, when I come around, or if I call, he starts flaming. I'm Antoine, how you doing? Shit like that, right? And so, but then for regular people, he'd be talking regular, right? So I called the house. I said, hey man, did anybody call? He was like, no, he can't message it, right? Then he started acting all crazy, right? So then I said, I told my friend, I said, I want you to call my house and ask for me. I want to see what this fucking dude do. Is he gonna flame, or he gonna talk regular? So she called and he said, "Oh no, can I take a message? We're talking regular, right?" So I called back and I said, "Hey, anybody call here? Yeah, this girl Lori called. And can I ask you something? Why? I was on the call when she called, and you were talking like a regular man. But when I get on, you start talking like some little bitch, little Antoine. Yeah, you start playing. Why do you do that? What are you talking about? You know what I mean. So I'm just like, yo, man, you need to chill out. So of course he tried like he made a CD, right? I did a song, whatever, a demo, and it sounded so bad. You know, it was just like, oh my god, nigga made it in the room. So back then I was dealing with the music industry and shit. So this guy who was Puff Daddy's producer, he came to town. But he came sporadically, like late night. He said, "Hey man, can you come get me?" And I said, "Well, you know, I can get you, but I'm coming from my job. If I had to stay at my house, I'll take you in the morning to wherever you go. You just probably have to crash at the house." So he's like, "Cool." So he came, and I said, you know, I gave him a tipping bag and whatever. And I said, you know, just find you a spot here in the living room. So my cousin was on the floor in there. And I didn't tell him who it was. I just said, "Hey, you know, this is my boy." And I'm pretty much saying, like, don't fucking talk to him, right? I'm like, I know you, you know? So, you know, I kind of heard him talking. I said, "Hey, you know, hey, man, can I talk to you for a second?" So he came in the room. I said, "Hey, man, dude just came from the East Coast. He's tired as fuck. So leave him the fuck alone." You know, no, I was just trying to, I don't want that.